I'm Dell.
And this is the Black Catch-Up, where we're catching up on movies, black iconic movies that we missed during our more conservative childhood.
Yeah.
Alright, today we did Love and Basketball.
Love and basketball.
Okay.
So we're gonna do a quick read of the summary or plot synopsis, whatever's
Yep.
on IMDb.
Yep. So, Monica and Quincy love and play basketball together through many life challenges from childhood to adulthood.
Okay.
Alright, let's dive on in.
Yeah. So I guess we're gonna start off with our favorite points. You want to start this time?
I did last one.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I don't remember this time last time. So the first thing I put down was I did just generally like the basketball aspect of the movie. Like I am a fan of basketball, so just kind of watching them play and watching, I guess, kind of like watching how the movie kind of spun in basketball into the whole movie. And I guess I've seen a good amount of basketball movies, and I've actually, I guess, full disclaimer, I've seen this one before.
I have not.
Yeah, you haven't. But I probably saw it like 6 years ago, maybe. So it definitely was like a lot of parts I missed, a lot of parts I missed. But I think it really was. But I think this movie did a good job of like putting basketball on screen, which I think can't be said for a lot of basketball movies. So
Yeah,
that's kind of the first thing I had.
that was good. Because a lot of the like practices were very good.
Yeah.
Watching the techniques as everyone did everything. I'm not the biggest basketball fan. I don't really watch any sports to just
Yeah.
be fully honest. But this one was a good one. I did enjoy watching other basketball scenes as well. Okay, so one of the first things I said was I liked how the story was split into quarters. I thought that was very smart to kind of more or less keep a focus and kind of even as you got to the end, you kind of knew it was about to end too.
Yeah.
I did like that it was split into quarters.
Yeah, no, I definitely like that too. And again, like it with the theme of the movie, the basketball theme, and I also think it made the transitions, like the time skips, just very smooth.
Yes.
Like something big would happen at the end of their like kid life, and the transition. So like I think it was very well placed, and the kind of making it that way definitely helped keep it theme.
What else did you like?
Yeah, so the next thing I had down was I also kind of just liked. I put down like the love aspect of the movie, but I think they did a good job with kind of all the relationships in the movie. Like the relationship between Quincy and Monica was, of course, just I don't know, kind of just fun to follow, really.
Yeah.
And I thought it was just very real. Like I thought all the relationships were just very real. Like in like each scene, like it just seemed like regular people, or not regular people, but real people having just real conversations. Like the conflict seemed pretty much real. I guess we're not all like having NBA dreams or anything,
Yeah,
but
I don't.
like aside from that aspect, it all seemed very real, like just real like people drama. And I also think the relationships between Monica and her mom and Quincy and his dad, honestly, like all the relationships between parents and kids, I thought were just very well done. Honestly.
Yeah, that's true.
That's pretty much the second thing I had.
Yeah, because they definitely got to see their parents as real people, at least in
Yeah.
the end.
Yeah.
Because Quincy and his dad had that big falling out, and Monica and her mom had a falling out. Well, not falling out,
No,
but like a big
just
argument.
like they finally. It seemed like they finally just had an argument they were kind of just holding on to for their whole life.
Yeah, you say that. That was one of my favorite parts of the movie, the argument. Something about me is I love a good like TV movie fight. When characters fight, I love it, especially if it's well done. Because just the tension, I love it so much. So this was a pretty good movie fight, especially because, like you said, it was going to happen. Like, you just didn't know when it was going to happen.
Yeah.
Another thing I said I liked was I liked the dinner that she had after the championship game in Spain with her former teammate.
Oh, yeah.
It was just nice. I think because it was nice seeing her with friends. Because Monica didn't really have any friends. She was so basketball focused that she didn't have any female friends. I guess Quincy was her only other friend, and even then that was kind of a bit muddy because they had all these unresolved feelings for each other throughout the entire course of the movie. So it was just nice to see her with her teammate, one who like kind of gave her a bit of shit in the beginning and was like, her final advice was go let a freshman pick and we're still able to like. It gave me that friendship that I really needed in the movie.
Yeah, yeah, and I like how they didn't like spend a lot of time showing you the this is what happened for 5 years. You know, like
Yeah.
you kind of see that original scene of her kind of like bullying her into the role. You know, and then you get that 5 year time skip, and it's like like they both earned each other's respect over this time, things like that.
And
So
like obviously they've grown, and obviously things have changed. They didn't have to hold your hand through it.
Yeah, and then again, I think that goes back with the realness. Like it just felt like you were just watching two friends just kind of really catch up. You know, so.
Nice.
No, I definitely enjoyed that.
There was like that saucy moment where she was like, "Will you put the get that thing off the table?" Oh, you mean my championship cup?
Yeah.
Like, I love that.
Yeah.
Oh, sassiness.
Okay. I guess the one final thing I had that I liked was I liked the dancing in the movie. Again, like I just thought like the scene of the high school spring dance.
Oh.
When they first like pan in, they spend like a full like 2 minutes just kind of watching everyone dance, and it's like. It was just kind of like real people just doing real dances.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, I just enjoyed that part.
That's nice. Yeah, I think that's all the things I said that I really liked.
Okay. So going on into questionable moments, eye raisers, things you didn't like.
Okay. I have the slut shaming of Gabrielle Union's character. She was on for like a touch, but just the way they treated her for that whole time, where it's like, come on.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
Okay. Yeah. No, that was in there. I thought there was like just a bit of like casual misogyny in this movie. That and again, kind of the whole, you're a young woman, you should be like this, that, and the third. You know, you need to find a man. So there was a bit of that kind of just like casually sprinkled throughout the movie. I feel like in other movies we've seen, like it was either A, very much used as a punchline to a joke, or B, very much used to like forward the plot, or it just kind of was part of the plot. In this movie, I almost feel like they kind of just threw it in there, and it was often just kind of dismissed by like most of the like like no one commented on it, nothing really like became of it.
Yeah.
Which I thought just made it feel like extra unnecessary in a sense, but yeah, that was kind of one thing I had written down.
Yeah. This kind of doesn't really go with any of our categories, but I will speak on it because I felt as though this had a lot of good, what is even the word? But you just could kind of see the difference between how males in sports are treated versus females in sports. I think one of the first things I wrote was the Serena Williams treatment of Monica because she got angry at a ref's calling. And everyone was like, they're not going to want to slam you if you're like always so angry.
Yeah.
And how many times do you see a woman, especially black women, getting like villainized for showing their emotions or showing that they're frustrated or angry or anything like that, especially in sports. So there was that. And I also just talked about the difference between the support in sports for men and women. There were many times where Monica was like, well, it's so much easier for you because it kind of is. His father had that in because he was a former NBA star, and he kind of was just like set up, and males, like the male basketball was definitely put on a pedestal. Meanwhile, the women's basketball was played in like a tinier stadium, and you didn't see as many people in the audience, but when you did, you kind of saw like a few more than normal, and they were like, you had a great crowd, and it's like, you did have a good crowd for like the arena you're in, but meanwhile the guys are performing in like a huge arena that's like packed to the gills.
Yeah, well, I definitely did notice that. I also thought it was kind of interesting how, at least I felt that the women's basketball got more screen time, and also more quality screen time. Like just the cuts of like her playing basketball, the way the basketball looked. I like maybe I'll get into that later, but I didn't think the men's basketball was realistic. The main character Quincy, I think he looked uncomfortable with the basketball.
Yeah, we said this when we were watching the movie. We were like, she's better than him at basketball.
Yeah, she looked a lot better. But I thought overall the movie kind of did, in terms of like basketball footage, focus a little more on her and her career, which I actually appreciated because I liked how they kind of showed her essentially getting to the top of her field, you know?
Yeah.
So I did appreciate that, but I also do like how they still had it grounded in that reality of, you know, like the sad reality of like women's sports just don't get as much attention and things like that.
And I think going on your point, it makes it even like more glaring that like they're not getting as much attention. But again, she was so much better than him at basketball.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he kind of was like,
yeah, he was it almost looked like she like accepted like, oh, I'll take a trainer for this role, and he was kind of like, oh yeah, sure, I hoop,
Yeah.
and I don't know, like I can't confirm if he hoops. I'll just say that.
He was better than me, but that's not hard to be.
Yeah, he didn't look great out there. I'm sorry.
That's all I have for that.
Let's see. Do I have one more thing? Again, I can't read my handwriting.
That's gonna be a common theme.
We'll skip it for now.
Okay.
I'm sure it'll come up.
And the next thing is our ratings for these.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I will go first because I don't think I've gone first on a rating
Yeah.
one. I gave this movie 3 out of 5 stars.
Okay.
And that may seem as though I didn't like it, but I did enjoy this movie. Probably not like one of my favorites, but I did enjoy it. It was a lot more lighthearted than some of the other ones that we've been watching. And I think my main gripe was it kind of just ended. I don't know if that's going to be a theme where the movies we watch just kind of end, because we saw that with what did we watch yesterday? Coming to America.
Yeah.
Where that kind of just like rushed the ending,
the
and this
felt
one kind of
rushed.
also rushed the ending a little bit, because they had the whole "play for my heart" thing, and then when it seems like he won and he's going to go marry Tyra Banks' character, whose name I'm not sure they gave, or if they gave it, they said it quietly, and I maybe wasn't paying attention. I don't know, but you think, oh, he's just going to go back to be with Tyra Banks, and he's like, best 2 out of 3, and then it's like, oh, they're together, and then immediately it goes to like her playing on a team, and then on the back of her jersey is like her married name, and it's like, what? You even mentioned, you were like, no overtime or anything, and I was like, that would have been good. Just like a little bit of overtime. I just felt as though it kind of ended, so that kind of soured it for me a bit, but I did enjoy it.
Okay. So I was honestly toying with giving it a 3, but I bumped it up to 3.5 because I couldn't think of many reasons why I didn't like it, and so I kind of came down to the conclusion that my biggest gripe with this movie, I liked the love aspect. Like I thought the relationships were great. Like I thought, like their love story was cute.
Yeah, it was pretty realistic.
I liked the basketball part, but I didn't think they needed to be together. Like I just didn't like them together. And so to me, there were a lot of moments that were like bordering on the corny. And like the ending seemed like that iconic scene of "Oh, play me for your heart." I think it kind of went over the edge onto corny for me, at least.
Yeah.
It was just like the Double or Nothing again, cute, but like I don't know, it just seemed a little corny to me, and that's why I think I had it at a 3. But then on the flip side, like there were a lot of enjoyable moments. Like honestly, most of the movie was enjoyable, if not all of it. Like, and there were like great scenes I felt, but So yeah, I mean, I gave it a 3.5. Like, I don't think that's not bad, Like,
no, it's not.
Really not a bad movie.
I think it was me about their romance, because there were times when I was. Well, I think the thing I didn't like about the "Play Me for Your Heart" thing was I was like, she was shown as such this like strong woman who's just like had her eye on the ball, pun intended, like just the whole time, and then it's all of a sudden like, I've loved you since we were kids, and I'm like, sure, but like,
it seems a little out of character.
This is what you want.
Yeah.
This. Plus, they had that fight when they were younger. Well, although I did enjoy that fight too. When they officially broke up, it wasn't like a fight, but I did enjoy when they officially broke up, because it was kind of like him being mature for the first time and was like, you can't give me what I need, and that's so valid, because he needed someone who could support him more. And at that point in her life, she was like, basketball, I want to be the first woman on the NBA, or like whatever her goal was. She really wanted that, and she couldn't give him what he needed, and he was like, yeah, we can't be together. Granted, his whole little shady thing with what's-her-face was unnecessary.
That was kind of, he was just kind of rude with that one.
That didn't have to happen, but just he made valid points when they broke up, and I was like, okay, cool.
Yeah,
and move on.
Yeah, and that's where I thought the movie was real. Like, it was just real. Like, that's the real conversation. Like, it's not always that romanticized, oh, let's do all this. Like, sometimes it is just like, I can't do this right now, And then, again, beautiful time for a time skip. Like, they didn't kind of just show them moping around for however long or whatever. like their story diverged, so we stopped watching. Like the director was like, all right, we'll come back to them next time they meet. So again, like I appreciated the time skips a lot.
Yeah. It does make sense she was sad in Spain though, because again, she had no friends.
Yeah,
Like she wasn't shown as someone who like made friends. She just kind of was like basketball and like
she did her thing on the court.
Yeah,
she did her thing, but
I think
it
she
was
had the
nice
respect of
her
her teammates.
Yeah, definitely.
So that's good.
Definitely.
All right. So do we feel we missed out, or like do we wish we'd seen this sooner?
So me, I guess full disclaimer again, I've seen it. Like I saw it about 6 years ago. So do I wish I saw it sooner? Not really. I do wish I kind of appreciated it a little more. It has more rewatch value than I thought previously. So like I actually did enjoy watching it a second time. So because I honestly the first time I wasn't really a huge fan. I was in like middle school, I guess, and maybe it wasn't 16. I don't know. We're not gonna date. I'm not gonna date myself right here, but okay. But yeah, like I just don't remember enjoying it as much, But this time I actually enjoyed it a lot more. So I wish I would have like rewatched it sooner, or like I wish I would have appreciated it more and gone back to it more.
Okay.
Like when it's on the TV, like maybe now I'll stay on the channel. So that's kind of where I'm at with this one.
I actually think I do wish I'd seen it sooner. Because I think I would have enjoyed it more if I'd seen it sooner. Because I don't want to date myself either, but like once you're older, you kind of get to that point where you're like, you don't need to be together. Like I kind of wish I still had some of that like, oh my gosh, and he got back with her, and oh my gosh, and played me for his heart, and like kind of someone who would have I would have appreciated the more corny moments more if I was in like high school or something like that. Now I'm like,
you now that you've seen some on, shit, it's like
it's and also it's like you could and I was all for like career woman, yes, get your coin, do your thing by yourself, have fun with that. But like if when I was in high school, I would have been like, oh, play me for my heart, oh my god, I would have like full on had a ball with that. But yeah, so I think if only for I probably would have enjoyed it more if I'd seen it sooner.
Okay.
My final consensus.
So Love and Basketball, like again, overall for me, like a good experience.
I actually would recommend it.
Yeah, watch it. If it comes on TV, watch it.
Yeah, watch it. Rewatch it if that's what you want to do.
Yeah.
Gabrielle Union looks the same.
Yeah, no, enjoy the movie.
All right, so that's the end.
Yeah, I guess YouTube housekeeping. Like, comment, subscribe.
Ring the bell if you want.
Yeah.
And all our socials will be down in the description box. And we'll see you next time to catch up with us. Bye.